Since Ebola has finally entered the U.S., the word is spreading far more rapidly than the actual disease. Although it is covering all of the news stations, few people know a lot of information about it. So what is Ebola? It is a virus originating in Africa that causes hemorrhagic fevers. It includes severe bleeding, organ failure, and most of the times it is fatal. It starts with mild symptoms like a fever, headache, and weakness. Eventually, diarrhea and vomiting, rashes, severe weight loss, and bleeding both externally and internally occur. So should we be terrified? No, we should be careful, but we don't need to be terrified yet. The government is working with Center for Disease Control in order to keep America more safe until the Ebola virus is no longer a problem in Africa. So as a start to a solution, Ebola screenings are taking place at 5 airports in which 90% of the people coming from areas hit hardest by the epidemic will arrive through. There are also some basic things we can do to help prevent it. Of course, keep an eye out for symptoms, but remember, just because you have a headache does not mean you have Ebola. Avoid areas of known outbreaks. It is probably not a good time to visit Africa for a vacation. However, if you must go, check the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention website first to see if there are any vaccinations or specific things to be concerned about. Wash your hands frequently and avoid meat from wild animals as they could carry disease. Avoid contact with infected people. Although it is not all around in the USA right now, if it does, we should be prepared. Ebola can only be contracted through bodily fluids, which includes blood and saliva. Scientists are currently working on vaccines to completely prevent these diseases, but are not yet ready to be offered to society. Now, although there is not yet a cure for this epidemic, there is hope. With early treatment and intensive medical care, a person has much greater chances of surviving. Because Ebola attacks different organ systems, with proper training and equipment, doctors are able to treat the things that are failing as it happens with intense care and much attention. Doctors are having trouble because it is a fast-acting disease that attacks almost the entirety of the internal human body. Healthcare workers who have or will have to treat Ebola are forced to learn lots of information quickly in preparation for what may come to the United States. They are learning about how to treat it, as well as how to protect themselves and others. Although Ebola is something we should all be aware of, know its effects, and keep updated with further outbreaks or new information on vaccines, it is also nothing to freak out over each time you find yourself with a headache or a cough. Ebola is a scary and dangerous disease, but if the government and hospital continue to work together this effectively, it may be the end of the outbreak already. In any case, it is good to stay informed and be prepared as Ebola takes over the news.